We are entering a new era of online wealth creation. Times ahead will be radically different than anything we have ever seen.
I was almost doubling my salary by month 4 or 5.
Roughly like 168,000.
That is literally insane.
And if you click this video, I'm guessing it's because you're hungry to learn how to build an online business that lets you live life on your own terms. So if that's you, then listen very closely, because I'm about to unveil to you exactly how you can use artificial intelligence with this very little known method to print thousands of dollars as fast as possible.
You know, I spent $20 on Monday and I got 20K in sales.
Yeah, so within about a week and a half, there were 2 sales that came in. The first sale was $77,000 from one order itself.
Goldman Sachs predicts that AI will replace over 300 million jobs. University degrees, they're becoming completely worthless. Meanwhile, in the middle of all this, you have everyday regular people using the no inventory dealer method to completely replace their monthly paycheck by selling just 1 or 2 items per month in their items that they never even have to see or touch. Before we get to the details though, it's important that you know this. What I'll be sharing with you today is still brand new, which means you can still get in early and give yourself a huge advantage. So watch this entire video right now. This is not something that you want to put off, because in the next few minutes, I will unveil to you the exact method that everyday regular people are using to completely change their lives. And if you stick around to the end, I have a special gift that will allow you to get started as fast as possible, and it alone is worth a few $100s, and you're going to get it for free. But the gift is only going to make sense if you watch this entire video, so pay very close attention. Now, I like to be 100% transparent. Just 3 years ago, I was probably in a situation a lot like you. I was in my early 20s. I was living in a tiny, cold Canadian town in my mom's basement. I was over $180,000 in law school debt, and I felt trapped in a life that I hated. And it was in my 3rd and final year of law school that I discovered this very little known method that would completely change my life forever. So the nice cars you see, the 60th floor apartment I live in, the trips to the Maldives, the summers spent in Europe, all this stuff, this has not been my life forever. Because just 3 years ago, I was in debt, living in my mom's basement in that town you see on the screen right there. But in 3 years since I dropped out of law school, I've made over $25 million online. And I live the life of my dreams every single day. Now I have to say, just because I got these results does not mean you are going to get the same results. After all, I am the most respected name in the world on this method that I'll be showing you. So I like to make that clear at the beginning of any video, because in a space that's filled with so much BS, my reputation is built on the fact that I am one of the very few people who will give it to you straight. So I can't guarantee you any results because I don't know what you're gonna do with the information that I give you here today. But what I can guarantee you is this: a huge percent of people who take this and put the work in have changed their lives forever. Like Jack and Joel here, who struggled for years with online business, they came in and they built a $3.5 million business.
Hi, I'm Joel Devies, and I've now been in the online business space for a little over 3 years. For the entire first year, I struggled with all sorts of different models, and I couldn't really find any success no matter what I tried. I tried a ton of different online businesses, and I could never find anything that could be really consistent for me. Then in the fall of 2022, I started working with Brook Hiddink for the first time, and my results instantly skyrocketed. I went from hardly being able to hit 20,000 per month in revenue to hitting over 100,000 per month in under 90 days. And within the first 1.5 years, my business did over $3 million, and we consistently hit over $200,000 per month since.
My client Cabrin here, a former personal trainer who used to work long, grueling hours. He came in, he used this system, he quit his 9-to-5 job and ended up making one single sale for $168,000 to a famous hotel on the Las Vegas Strip. That is over $50,000 take-home profit on one single order, and he did that without ever seeing a single product.
I had tried a couple of the different business models out there, most notably probably low ticket drop shipping, so reselling products from Alibaba. I didn't have much success with it. I quickly kind of gave up. After a few months of working with Brook, I was actually able to completely replace my 9-to-5 salary, profited in our store up to $60,000. And that had allowed me to realize I can completely quit my 9-to-5. Since implementing a lot of Brook's systems into our business, I've been able to, get a lot of freedom and time, work full time on my store. Our best deal was a hotel on the Las Vegas Strip that we did a sale for. They purchased 24 units, and the sale ended up being roughly about $160,000.
Or Ryan here, he started with me at the end of 2023 as a complete beginner with no prior experience. He is now one of the highest paid e-commerce store owners in the entire world. He did over $10 million in his first year working with me as a complete beginner. Now, these these here are top 1% results. But even if you saw just a fraction of results like this, would that not be absolutely life-changing? Now, to get an idea of what's actually average, what we did is we surveyed over 1,500 clients of ours. We got 186 official responses with 36 action takers who actually launched a business using our system. Now, the average result for those 36 action takers was $48,197 with profit margins from 10 all the way up to 50 to 60%. So again, all these case studies that I show you today, they're completely real, but I can't guarantee you any results. You can see our client Michael here says, it's an amazing program. The knowledge and training are insane. But he also says the program is very transparent. They never guaranteed me any sales or tried to sell me some get-rich-quick scheme. Or Chinadu here, who says, High Ticket is built upon genuine professionalism and the team is focused on setting you up for real success. Or Maya, who says 100% amazing mentors and community, and her only regret is not joining sooner. Now, we have thousands and thousands of case studies that I can show you, but your results, they depend on you and what you do with this information. Makes sense, right? So if we haven't met before, my name is Brook Hiddink, and as I showed you, everything that I show you here today comes from real experience. And while a big online following is not the be-all end-all, in the e-commerce space, I am one of the most respected names in the entire world. I have over 110,000 followers on Instagram, I have over 88,000 YouTube subscribers, over 100,000 more followers on TikTok, and the reason for that is I know what I'm talking about when it comes to online business. So today, I own numerous companies in the e-commerce, software, and education spaces, and those companies combined do over $2 million every single month. Now, I don't show you this to brag. I show you this because I want you to trust what I share with you here today, because this information can quite literally change your life. Because in all of my years of online business, I have never seen something work so well for so many people who didn't have any prior experience. People like Goonie here, who built his business to $121,000 in a single month. You can see here, he says, please accept my thanks for changing my life. He gave us a 5-star review and says, best investment ever. Or Kate here, who hit $72,000 in a single month. Kyle built his business to $48,000 in just his second month. He gave us 5 stars and says, the greatest e-commerce investment, period. Now, how most people act with their goals is a little bit like this. They weave in and out, and maybe one day if they're lucky, they'll hit them, which is the fastest way to get from point A to point B. Or is it? There's another way, a way that's faster, easier, and safer. And it's this. I never said you couldn't do that. It just requires thinking outside the box. But this still isn't the fastest way. What if we made this thing 3-dimensional and we flew directly from here to here? That would actually be the fastest way. And when it comes to making money online, I have the equivalent of that for you here today. The way that will allow you to hit your goals as fast is possible. Now, this little known method that I'll be sharing with you requires 0 experience, it has no crazy startup costs, it takes very little time, and best of all, you can do it from anywhere in the entire world. So if any of this sounds even remotely interesting to you, then listen very closely. So I'm going to be showing you my secret 4-step plug-and-play system that everyday regular people from all over the world are using to replace their 9-to-5 salary faster than ever. And I'm going to deliver all that to you, plus way more, in the next 32 minutes. So if you don't have 32 minutes to invest into your future, well, I guess the life of your dreams probably isn't for you. Before we get to the plug-and-play system though, let's cover the #1 reason why most people who start online businesses fail. So what is it? What is the #1 reason people fail? The answer is very simple. They choose the wrong business model. You see, over 90% of people who start online businesses fall victim to what I call beginner's paradox. When you're just starting out, the last thing you want to do is risk your hard-earned savings, right? Well, that fear pushes people towards low-cost business models like dropshipping products from China, like a sweatshop business model like a marketing agency, or even worse, Amazon FBA. They think they're playing it safe by doing these business models, but they're actually walking directly into a trap. And the result is they sell junk quality products, which leads to angry customers, bad reviews, and an unsustainable business. And overall, most people launch businesses that are doomed to fail before they even get started, because they fail to take the proper time to evaluate what businesses are even worth starting at all. Now, what if I told you there was a way where you could have your cake and eat it too, where you could risk practically nothing and still build a life-changing online income? And you could do it faster than you ever thought possible. I know it sounds too good to be true, but let me show you why it's too good to be false. So here are the kind of results you can see when you take the time to choose the right business model. Austin here joined with the job. You can see here he says he started in 2023 alongside his job and he was putting just 1 or 2 hours in per day. And now he says fully passive income just 1 year in, and it was worth every penny. He has built his business to nearly $300,000 and says his store is on autopilot. Twy here sold one single item for over $30,000. And it's not all just financial results. Brent here says High Ticket handled every matter with great care and understanding. And the coaching and customer service team are some of the most caring people I have ever met. Now, with enough effort, you can make most business models work. But when you choose the wrong one, it's a bit like trying to climb Mount Everest on your first ever hike, which leads to most people just getting frustrated and giving up. But what if, before you dove headfirst into a business model, you decided to actually evaluate how beginner friendly it was before you risked your money? Well, it's your lucky day, because we're going to do that together right now. So here are the 6 metrics that you should be looking at. First, we have the profit you can make per sale. Then we have the starting investment required. Then we have how much prior experience you need. Then we have sellability. So are you going to be able to actually sell your business once you build it up? Then we have outsourceability. So are you going to be able to delegate tasks to other people so you can enjoy your life? And lastly, and most importantly, is the business going to get replaced by AI in coming years? Now, let's use these metrics to judge some of the most popular businesses that people start. So dropshipping is where you sell products from China, and the products get shipped directly from China to your customer without you ever seeing or touching it. And these are usually junk quality, cheap products. Now with dropshipping, you make very little per sale, like $20 to $30 on the high end for every sale you make. It does take at least $2,000 to get started because you have to test a bunch of Facebook ads, which is the most competitive advertising platform in the entire world. You don't need any prior experience, which is a good thing, but your business is not a sellable asset because you're selling these junk quality products with absolutely zero quality, which just leads to angry customers. So you might find a viral product that you sell for a month or two, but as soon as the virality wears off, you're back on the hamster wheel trying to find the next winning product. Now, it is easy to outsource customer service, which is another bonus, and it's not going to get replaced by AI. So we have some positives, we have some negatives. Next, we have agency, where you perform services for clients who hire you. So first, you can make a decent amount per client per month. You can make anywhere from a few hundred up to a few thousand per month. But when you get started as a beginner, it's pretty much impossible to work with these higher end clients because you don't have any experience yet. Now, a good thing is that an agency does not take much money to get started, but you do need lots of experience, because if you close a client and they're paying you a lot of money, they're going to expect you to be great at what you do. And if you're not, they're just going to fire you. So anytime you're offering agency services for something, you usually need a lot of experience with whatever it is you're offering. It is also not a sellable business, and it is an extremely difficult business to outsource. And it's even more difficult to outsource if you don't have experience with what you're doing. So if you're looking to get out of a job, an agency might be the very worst option for you, because instead of having just one boss, you're gonna have 10 different bosses, all your clients, and they're all going to be stressing you out because you don't know what you're doing. And worst of all, nearly all agencies will be replaced by AI within the next 2 to 3 years. So again, we have some positives, but we have some negatives. It's not perfect. Next, we have Amazon FBA, where you list your products on Amazon and Amazon takes care of the shipping for you. Now, first, you again make very little profit per sale, just like dropshipping. It costs around $5,000 to $10,000 to get started because you have to actually invest in your inventory up front before you even know if you're going to be able to sell it. It does require zero experience to get started. Whether it's sellable or not, it really varies. It depends on the business, but it's usually not. You can outsource some stuff. You can outsource it a lot easier than agency, but it is more difficult than dropshipping. And lastly, it will not be replaced by AI. So as you can see, a lot of these businesses have some good attributes, but they also have lots of bad attributes, and none of them are perfect across the board. So do you see why when people choose these business models, it's so likely that they fail? Like personally, I would rather chew glass than run any of those businesses right there. So now the question that you should be asking yourself is this: does a business model exist that ticks every single one of these boxes? A business model that allows you to risk practically nothing and still create a life-changing online income? And the answer to that, which I'll cover in just a minute, might shock you. First though, let's discuss what the ideal business model would hypothetically look like. First, you would be able to sell items where you would make thousands of dollars profit every time you sold an item, meaning you could just sell 2 or 3 items per month and completely replace your paycheck. Second, your starting investment should be as close to zero as possible to minimize your risk. So ideally something where you can make sales without investing a cent on ads. Third, we want something that requires no prior experience to get started and still allows you to see life-changing results, and something that doesn't require any crazy tech or computer skills. Fourth, we want to build a business that will be around for a long time, that's not going to just flame out. So we want to build something up for years and years and then one day sell the business for a life-changing amount of money. fifth, we want a business that's outsourceable, so we can automate and delegate a bunch of the tasks, and we have time to actually enjoy our lives as we're building our business. And as I said, sixth, and most importantly, we do not want to start a business today that's going to be replaced by AI within the next 2 to 3 years. We want a business that will actually be improved and made easier by AI. Now, with our criteria set, I can confidently tell you that there is one single solution that ticks every one of these boxes. The perfect business model for any beginner is the no inventory dealer method, where we can sell products that cost upwards of $3,000 and profit $1,000 every single time we sell an item. And we can do so without any starting capital, without any prior experience, and we never even have to see or touch a single product. Now, if you're thinking, Brooke, how am I, as a complete beginner, going to sell products that cost over $3,000? So here's an analogy for you that can help. Private jet salespeople, they don't own private jets. Private jets are for billionaires, but private jet salespeople still make millions of dollars selling them. So the same thing applies here. Just because you don't have a $25,000 golf simulator in your garage does not mean that you can't make an insane amount of money selling items like this. Like Luke here, who sold just one single item for over $50,000. He gave us 5 stars and said, high ticket e-commerce or the no inventory dealer method really works. Kelly here made a $16,000 sale. She says, my brand's profit is now higher than my 9 to 5 after tax. Isaiah sold a single item for $15,000 and built a store to multiple hundreds of thousands of dollars in his first 6 months. Now, before I tell you how everyday regular people are taking advantage of this very little known method and how thousands of people are using it to completely change their lives, I want you to think about the state of the world right now and how it's going to impact business. So as I showed you, AI is going to replace hundreds of millions of jobs. Things like copywriters, things like accountants, and even lawyers, customer service reps, salespeople, all of these things will be replaced by AI. Now, let me ask you this. Do you think AI is close to being at a stage where a bunch of numbers are going to float up to your doorstep and magically transform themselves into a $15,000 sauna and then float back away again? Likely not anytime soon, right? In fact, it is now the best time in history to use this method because artificial intelligence makes it easier than ever before. Compared to even just a couple of years ago, it has now cut down the work you have to do by over 90%. So we no longer need to hire a ton of people because AI can do a ton of the work for us, meaning we can build huge successful businesses with very small teams. And Krishant is living proof. You can see here he sold a single item for over $18,000 as a complete beginner. Vince, over $21,000 as a complete beginner. Never in history have you been able to sell items like this without any prior experience. So this business model is the no inventory dealer method. So where we partner with top rated high-end brands and we list their products on our virtual showroom and we get a huge chunk of the profit for doing so. I'm talking thousands of dollars every single sale we make. And when we work with these high-end brands, we can see results like Ishar here, who sold one item for $71,000. Now, I'll explain exactly how this works in just a minute. First though, you should know this. After thousands of hours of research, I finally realized something. The most successful modern companies in the world today, they do things differently. Airbnb owns 0 homes. All they do is they connect travelers to homeowners. Uber owns 0 taxis. All they do is connect people to drivers. Expedia owns 0 hotels. Netflix owns 0 physical locations. All of these multi-billion-dollar companies do not own anything. All they do is they put themselves between the customer and the seller. So this is called connection arbitrage. So we're going to model these companies, but on a much smaller scale by becoming what I call no inventory dealers. So we'll be like mini Airbnbs or mini Ubers, but not in those crazy industries where it's cutthroat, crazy, and complicated. Instead, we're gonna do it where you wouldn't even think to look, where you can make a killing right away. So what we do is we find established brands that sell high ticket products that cost thousands of dollars. So our goal is to make over $1,000 profit per sale. And we do one thing exceptionally well, and that is connect them with customers who already want to buy their products, just like Airbnb and just like Uber. And for doing so, we will get a huge chunk of the sale. I'm talking thousands of dollars profit per order. So I like to call this online income without the BS because this very little known method is what allowed Steven here to sell just one item for $49,000 without stocking a single product himself. It's what allowed Ryan here to hit $500,000 in his second month without shipping a single item. It's how Mateo hit $59,000 in his first month without investing a dime into inventory. And because less than 1,000 people even know this exists, you will face virtually zero competition. So I can safely say that this model is by far the best way for anyone to get started in online business. And with the brand new secret weapon that we've built, you now have to do over 80% less work than ever before in history. And like I said, if you stick around for the rest of this video, I'm going to show you exactly how you can access it. Now, you might still be thinking, how on earth am I going to sell things for these name brands as a beginner? And I'm glad you brought that up because I have the perfect solution to those things, and it's going to be by using technology and AI to our advantage, but not how most people do it. And when I show you how, you're gonna absolutely love it because we just have to set this up once and then it can bring us an income forever. Now, if I were to show you the exact process that myself and all of my clients follow, the exact process that I used to generate over $6 million on this store right here, and you believe that maybe, just maybe, it's possible for you to do it, then will you give it a try? Jacob gave it a try and he hit $100,000 in a month. Philip gave it a try, he sold an item for nearly $4,000. James gave it a try, crossed $100,000 on the store. Maya gave it a try, she sold an item for over $8,000. Daniel, $27,000. Nelson over $3,000. Jimmy over $6,400. So the only question is, will you give it a try for yourself and be the next person on that list? So now let's get into the 4 steps of our plug and play system. Step number 1 is we need to find what I call a paycheck product. Step number 2, we need to find the top suppliers for that product type. Step number 3, we need to put our paycheck product on a high converting virtual showroom. And step number 4, we need to use artificial intelligence and our fast selling systems to actually bring us into profit. So when you execute this properly, you can get 3 to 4 new suppliers on your store a month, and you can make at least 1 to 2 minimum sales per supplier at over $1,000 profit per order, which equals on the low end $48,000 per year and $100,000 per year on the high end. And that's just from your first 3 to 4 suppliers. And as you add more over time, your results can compound. So to make this much in a regular job, it takes expensive degrees, it takes decades of work experience, and you have to work slave-like hours in a cubicle. But when you start a no inventory dealer method business, you only have to sell 5 to 10 items per month to hit $100,000 per year. So there is no other business that gives you this much opportunity. So let's get started with step number 1, which is how to find a paycheck product that can replace your monthly paycheck by selling just 1 or 2 items per month. So paycheck products, they have 2 core criteria. First, they cost a minimum of $1,000, and second, they have at least 10,000 monthly searches. Now, here's why the $1,000 minimum price point is important. Now, imagine you're selling fidget spinners for $10 at 20% profit margins. That means you're gonna make $2 profit per fidget spinner. So to make $2,000, you're gonna have to sell 1,000 fidget spinners. But now imagine if you sold a sauna for 25% margins, which is low, you would make $2,000 from selling just 1 single item. And instead of having to process 2,000 orders and deal with 2,000 customers, you would have to process 1 order and deal with 1 customer. Now, what do you think is a more enjoyable business to run as a beginner? This or this? So are you starting to see why it makes so much more sense to sell these expensive items? So Stu here sold 2 items, he had $18,000 in a single day. Kate, $25,000 in a day on just 3 orders. Kylie here got 2 orders for over $13,000. She says this is the best e-commerce course ever, and that we finally helped her achieve her dream of building a successful store with sales that is continuing to grow. Now, checking the price point of $1,000 is actually very simple. We just want to type our product in on Google like this, so buy sauna online. We want to go to the shopping tab and sort by price point of minimum $1,000. So then we can look at the results and we can get a rough idea of whether that product type is regularly sold for over $1,000. So next, after we've checked the price point, we want to check the monthly search demand of at least 10,000. So imagine you're running a lemonade stand business. You have the best lemonade, you have the nicest looking stand, you have the best employees, but if you put your lemonade stand in the middle of a backcountry road in Alaska, it's going to be nearly impossible for you to make any sales, right? But what if instead you took the same lemonade stand and you put it in the middle of a busy beach walkway on the hottest day of the year? Imagine how much easier it would be for you to sell lemonade in that environment. So the equivalent of selling lemonade by the beach is by choosing products that already have thousands and thousands of people searching for them every month. And we can get an estimate of how many people are searching for a product just by typing in the product word like sauna on a keyword tool like Ahrefs or SEMrush. Now, you know how if you wanted to go on a road trip like 50 years ago, you had to pull out the huge physical map and you had to like map out your whole way before you left? Product research is a little bit like this. It was a manual process. takes a bunch of time, and you can never be 100% reliant on your data, just like you'd never be 100% sure on your route until you actually got there. But now, instead of a huge roadmap, you can just take out your phone, go on Google Maps, type in any destination in the entire world, and have a route in seconds. Well, I have good news for you, because remember I told you about our brand new secret weapon? We have built a brand new AI tool called Supplier HQ that does all of the work for you, just like Google Maps does instead of a physical map. So introducing Supplier HQ, a product database of over 1,500 high-ticket products that cost over $1,000, and they're all sorted into categories for you. So appliances, backyard products, all the research is already done for you. So you can check the average search demand, the price point, the price range. You have access to all these million-dollar products with thousands of buyers with all the research done at a single click. So what used to take weeks of research can now be done in literal seconds. So question, could you sacrifice a minute of time to find a product that could potentially change your life? Because if you can figure out how to use this tool, which I'll show you how at the end of this video, you will have the top products in e-commerce handed to you on a silver platter. And when you saw products like this, you can see results like Nick here, who had $143,000 in a single month as a beginner. He gave us 5 stars and says this program is a recipe for success. Katie, $17,000 in a single month. Jordan made $132,000 from one single customer on just a few orders. He gave us 5 stars and says this is the best program you can possibly join. So once you have your winning product, you need to find the top suppliers for that product type. So suppliers are the brands we work with. So we sell their stuff and then we get a huge commission for doing so. Now, have you ever been to a party and there's that awkward person like standing in the corner scrolling on a cell phone by themselves? Well, that's sort of what it's like for new online business owners. So nobody knows them, nobody knows their website, so nobody buys anything. But pause. What if we took that same awkward person, except this time, they walked in surrounded by your 3 best friends laughing and smiling? You would be way more excited to meet them, right? Well, that is called the power of association. Because you love your friends, you are more receptive and more likely to like this person. Now, suppose there was a way where we could invoke this same principle except for new online business owners. Well, good news for you, because that's exactly what we do. So for example, imagine you start a brand new store online selling saunas, and you get to list on day 1 the top infrared sauna brand in the world called Clearlight on your website. So Clearlight is based in California, USA. They're founded around 30 years ago in 1997. They have around 100 employees, and they have over 4,500 people searching for them online every single month. So can you see how selling for this well-known brand on day number 1 is a huge shortcut for you? Remember I showed you earlier on in the presentation my first ever sale for over $14,000 on October 21st, 2021? Well, guess who the brand was? You got it. It was Clearlight. So as a complete newbie, my first sale, a customer sent me $14,000 because they trusted the brand that I was selling for. And I ended up making over $2.293 million in sales for Clearlight in the next 2 years. So that is the power of this. Now imagine customers literally visiting your virtual showroom with their card in hand ready to pay you because they trust the brands that you're selling for. So is that not an insane shortcut for any new online business owner? Now, here's how we find these top-end suppliers. It's very simple. We just go to Google, we type in our product name just like before, and then we want to scroll to the left where it says stores. We want to find the stores that have the product type in the name. So we can see My Sauna World. Sauna is in the store name. So we want to find those stores. We want to go to their websites and find the section in their menu that says brands or vendors. And then we want to put all the sauna brands in a Google Sheet. Now again, supplier research is a tedious process, and it's probably the #1 bottleneck for most people. But this is still what all these people you see right here, the tens and tens of millions of dollars that we've helped people achieve, they all had to do it this way. But imagine instead, if you could find every supplier with a single click. What would used to take weeks would now again take seconds. And that's exactly what we have for you here today, because our secret weapon slashes your workload on finding suppliers by over 95%. You can go to any product type, and with the click of a button, get instant access to all the suppliers with all the research already done for you. Now question, could you risk a few minutes to find suppliers capable of changing your life? Because if you can figure out how to access this tool, you can access the same suppliers that people like UV used to sell one item for $77,000. UV says the best e-commerce program, hands down, best investment I've ever made. The ROI in this program is limitless. Vanessa here sold a single item for over $7,000. Christian hit $100,000 in his first 4 months. So now that I showed you how to find the top suppliers in a single click, I'm going to show you how you can partner with them to actually sell their products. So most of us were raised to think that we shouldn't talk to strangers. And for some insane reason, most of us forget that that's actually supposed to expire at age 18. And now here we are as full-grown adults still afraid to talk to strangers. So the number one self-sabotaging behavior I see is people say, I'm a complete beginner. Why would this brand let me sell their stuff? And my response is always very simple. It's just, they just do. You're helping them grow their business. There's no downside for them. So we have had literally thousands of people close Suppliers. So are you telling me that every one of these people had some insane superpower that you don't have? People like Samuel here. Samuel is from Nigeria. He lives there. The average wage there is $200 per month. English is his second language. He works a full-time job. He was still able to come in, close Suppliers in the US, and make a sale for over $2,400. So if he can do it in those circumstances, there is truly no excuse. So question, could you copy 300 words from one document and then paste them into an email? Yes or no? Because if you say no to that, it's going to be virtually impossible for me to help you. But if you can copy and paste, then congratulations, because you have officially graduated from closing Suppliers University. So inside of the secret weapon Supplier HQ, we actually give you the exact scripts to send. So Shannon here, 16 years old. He's not old enough to vote. He's 5 years away from his first legal beer. He closed Suppliers that gave him 50% net profit margins, and he closed a $5,000 deal. Now here's how the copy and paste method works. It's very simple. For any supplier inside of Supplier HQ, you can click their name, and instantly all the contact details for that supplier will pop up. Then all you have to do is go to the scripts, press copy, paste it into an email with their contact information, and press send. And if you just do that, you will 100% close Suppliers. So how do I know? Because we have turned this system into an exactness that nobody has ever seen. So do you see how simple this really is? One click to find all the suppliers for any product type, copy and paste the words into an email, and press send. It has literally never been this easy in all of history to succeed. So now that we have a winning product and we have winning suppliers, we need to list our products on a virtual showroom. Now, if you don't know what a virtual showroom is, imagine you go shopping for a new sauna for your house. Would you go to Walmart or would you go to the grocery store? Of course not, right? You would historically go to a showroom that looks like this, because the showroom is an expert at that one specific product, in this case, saunas. Now, anytime in history before right now, building a showroom required hundreds of thousands of dollars in rent for a physical location, hundreds more in inventory to display, and you'd have to pay expensive employees' salaries to actually manage and run the showroom. And worst of all, you could only sell to people in your city within driving distance of your showroom. But now, AI and technology have revolutionized everything. So we can build what I call virtual showrooms, where we pay zero rent, we have zero inventory, we have to pay zero employees because AI can do most of the work for us, and best of all, instead of being limited to just one city, we can sell to 400 million people, or however many people in your country, at once, because we're selling online. So is that not absolutely amazing? Now picture this, your showroom's live, and instead of having to invest a ton of money and a ton of time to get started, you were able to launch for borderline nothing. And now you can run your business from anywhere on the planet with a laptop and a Wi-Fi connection. Like Kelly here, who says she's literally making sales on vacation. Or Taylor, he says he profited his entire monthly salary in a weekend. Delisha, she made a sale for over $4,000 while she was sleeping. Now, again, another question for you. If I put together a puzzle and I left just one or two pieces out, I finished the whole thing except one or two pieces, do you think that you could finish it? Of course you could, right? Well, introducing Shopify, the most trusted e-commerce platform in the entire world. So Shopify has what I call pre-built virtual showroom templates, where 99% of the work is already done for you. All you have to do is use AI to fill in the blanks. So before we get there though, if you've never used AI before, a lot of people think it's scary, but it's not. You probably already use it every day without even realizing it. So things like Amazon Alexa, things like Google Maps, things like Siri on your iPhone, Netflix's auto-recommended shows, your personalized Explore feed on your Instagram, Spotify's music recommendations. All of these things, those are all AI. So just think of it as your 24/7 virtual assistant that never has to sleep, never gets sick. It works 24 hours a day, writes 200 times faster than humans, and it has a PhD level of intelligence on any topic. And best of all, it's free. So you can use AI to help you with pretty much anything. But here's just a quick demo of how you can use it to create your store branding. So great branding starts with your target market. So what we can do is just take a prompt like this. So I'm starting an e-commerce store selling saunas. I would like you to create a concise summary of my target market. So the types of people, age, gender, where they live, everything I need to know about them. Spits out this response. That's too long for me, so I like to work smarter, not harder. So I can just tell it to summarize the information, then bam, there we go. I have age, income, gender, everything I would need to know. So full customer research complete in literally seconds. Next, we need a brand name and tagline. So I can use this prompt here, and it'll spit out 25 brand names just like that. So I like this one. It's called Sauna Paradise. Get high naturally, insinuating you get the high from the sauna when you go in and sweat. So brand name, tagline done just like that. Next, we need a logo. So again, I can use this prompt right here. It'll spit out a whole bunch of amazing logos. This one looks great. And literally just like that, my logo and branding are complete. So that's just one example of how easy AI can make a lot of this stuff for us. And you can use it to fill out your entire website. You can use it to fill out the pictures, the text, anything. Okay? So again, what used to take months of time can now be done in a matter of hours. So here's the crazy thing. Everyone I've showed you, every single case study so far, all these people did this without Supplier HQ and without AI for the most part, because AI is new. Yet they still achieved these amazing results. But can you imagine the huge advantage that you have now that you have access to these things? So it's literally never in history been this easy to succeed. And is it not terrible that most people today, they still don't know how easy AI and technology make this? But here's the thing. If they did know and they still didn't take action, that means that they played an active role in their own downfall. So it's a red pill, blue pill situation. So once you know this exists, you don't have any excuse to not take action anymore. So ask yourself, what would you need to do today to make sure that you don't play an active role in your own downfall? So only you know the answer. But what do you think Andrew decided, who hit $30,000 in a single month? Or Adamo, who made a single sale for over $10,000, or Taylor, who made over $17,500 on one order on his store that's based in the UK. So now that we have a product suppliers in a showroom, we've covered quite a lot of information, but we still haven't got to the best part, which is installing fast selling systems into our business to bring in sales. So one of the main 3 reasons why people fail with online business is they try to fight the hardest battle on all the internet. So here's what most people do. They try and sell some useless product to complete strangers who show zero interest in buying on Facebook, which is the most competitive ad platform in the whole world. So do you see the problem with this? It's important that you know this. The reason advertising is a $1 trillion industry is because anybody who's smart knows if you can put $1 into a system and get $4 back out, then you can get stupid rich. Now the problem is, for every one advertiser who sees great results, there is 1,000 more in the advertising graveyard who failed. So that's why we flipped the usual way of doing this on its head by using what I call the money printer method. So imagine you're selling saunas for a brand called Arum. What do you think is gonna be easier? Selling saunas to a complete stranger on the side of the road, or selling them to someone going on Google and typing in buy Arum sauna? Obviously the second person, right? Well, that's the core thesis of the money printer method. So what we want to do is we want to find purchase-ready buyers who already know what they want. And here's how we can tell if a brand has purchase-ready buyers. We can go on Supplier HQ and we want to see how many people are searching for a specific brand every month. We want the brands we work with to have a minimum of 500 people looking them up. So we can see our room here, our example has 1,270, which is perfect. It's above 500. So once we have that, we want to use the most powerful artificial intelligence engine on the entire planet and list our products. So once we list our products, our Arum saunas on our website, so Google knows exactly which people are those 1,270. And then the AI machine can show our ads to the purchase-ready buyers searching for our exact products. And then we just let AI do the work for us. So as people begin to buy, the algorithm will learn who's more likely to purchase based upon their attributes, and it gets smarter and smarter with every purchase, and our results improve without us doing a thing. So over time, it brings us more and more sales without us lifting a finger. Like Ryan, whose ads run on autopilot, he did over $10 million in sales his first year because he has learned how to leverage the power of AI to his advantage. Now question, if you found a magical ATM where you could put $1 in and get $4 back out, would you use that ATM? Because when you apply the money printer method properly, that's exactly what it's like. Nart here spent $15 in ads to sell a $9,000 product. Roger or Nathan sold $170,000 worth of products, getting $17 back for every dollar they put in. Trigby put $20 into the system the first day he launched. He made over $20,000 in sales his very first day. So remember, these here are top 1% results. But even if you saw just a fraction or a few sales per month like this, would that not be absolutely life-changing? Now, there is a second fast selling system, one that doesn't require any budget for ads at all. You can do it for $0. And it's actually known by less than 1 in a million people. So how can I be so sure? Because I invented it myself. Now, here are some of the results that this second fast selling system has delivered. We've got Cabrin with a $168,000 order. That is over $50,000 profit on one order to a hotel on the Las Vegas Strip. And that's not all. You got another order for $109,000 using this fast selling system. Another one for $48,000. He even became an official vendor for the US Army using this method. And it's not just him. Why? $30,000 selling one item. UV, $77,000 selling one item. Now, how they did this is top secret. So there's a certain type of the highest level knowledge that I'm just not willing to share publicly. So this information I keep reserved for my clients, and I'll leave what that information might be up to your imagination. Now, would you not agree that you were facing the single greatest opportunity of the century to make generational wealth online? During this short documentary, I've showed you behind the curtains on the exact strategy responsible for hundreds of millions of dollars. And you now possess it, and with it, all the power that it holds. You now know that in-person shopping is dying, while AI is replacing hundreds of millions of jobs. You now know the key criteria to look for when you're choosing a business model. And you understand it is the best time in history to sell high-ticket products from name brands because technology and AI make it easier than ever before. I introduced you to paycheck products that cost over $1,000 with over 10,000 demand, so you can sell items for thousands of dollars in profit as a beginner, like Vince, like Krishant, and like Yashar. I showed you our secret tool and how you can use it to partner with million-dollar suppliers where you can make high-ticket sales from day one by selling for brands that customers already know and trust, like UV, like Mateo, and like Nick. I showed you the money printer method where we target high-intent, purchase-ready buyers who have their card in hand ready to pay you, so we can make over $10 in sales for every dollar we spend on ads, just like Nart here, like Roger, and like Trigvi. Now here's the thing, I still haven't shown you even a fraction of our client results. I haven't shown you Chris here, who's making over $850,000. You can see here he had a $20,000 day as a beginner. You can see Matt here is doing over $100,000 per month. Mike made a $6,000 sale within 30 days of joining as a complete beginner. He says he's left his 9-to-5, he's learned an insane amount of new skills, and he can now support himself full-time as an entrepreneur. Josh built a store to $50,000 while working a full-time job. Kirsten hit $22,000 in a month. Carlos, $10,000 in a week. Bridget, $7,000 from one single sale. Billy, $30,000 in a month. And countless more people just like this. Literally thousands and thousands of them, okay? Question, I want you to ask yourself this. Do all of these results mean that you can do this too? And here's the answer. Probably not, because all these people that I've showed you, they all had an insane advantage that you don't have yet. Is it unfair? Absolutely. But as AI takes over every industry, it's only going to get more unfair than it's ever been before. You've probably noticed the prices of your essential items like your gas, like your groceries, skyrocketing. Experts predict that inflation will only continue to get worse. So ask yourself, what is your plan? Because with the changes we're seeing in the world right now, the rich will continue to get richer and the poor will get poorer. So what side are you going to be on? You can continue complaining about how unfair your life is, or you can ask yourself, how can you get your hands on the same unfair advantage that all these people had? And I'm glad you brought that up, because what if there was a secret inner circle that had the perfect blueprint? The blueprint that helped Ryan go from $0 to $10 million in his first year. The blueprint that helped Cabrin sell one item for $168,000. That helped Jack and Joel build to $3 million. Again, these are top 1% results. But if you even saw 10% of those results, would that not be life-changing? So now that you know this model exists, you only have 3 options. Option number 1, you could choose to be a regular civilian. You could leave this training right now, you could act like you never saw it, and you could willingly allow yourself to be part of the millions that struggle. Option number 2, you can try and figure this all out on your own, which is a bit like walking through an open minefield. And here's why that is. You'll most likely lose valuable months or even years trying to figure this all out by yourself. In the long term, it's going to cost you way more money, and you would miss out on all the extra money you could have made if you had the proper instruction from the get-go. And because of that, your chance of quitting just goes way up in case you get stuck. Which leads us to our third and final option. So we could mark all the mines for you and tell you exactly what to avoid. We could take you by the hand and we could show you the exact path to your own pot of gold. So that right there is why I created the High Ticket Academy, because every person I've showed you so far, every single one of these people, every last one of them went through this mastermind right here, which for years has been the industry leader in getting people life-changing results with starting online businesses. But guess what? All of these people here, they had access to the old version of this program. Nick, old version. Jordan had the old version. Yuvi had the old version. Yet they still saw these amazing results without having access to the same advantages that you do today. But now, because of the release of our tool Supplier HQ and huge breakthroughs in AI, We have now revamped the entire program, and it is now clear as day that we have the single best program ever. Because when you work with experts who have already walked the path that you want to walk, it not only goes faster, but it saves you a ton of money in the long run. So nearly all of our clients have come in as complete beginners, yet we have changed so many lives. So no matter where you're at in your journey, you can use this to change your life. Now, we literally get, without exaggeration, you can see right here, hundreds of thousands of applications from people who want to work with us. And we've interviewed thousands and thousands of those people. And we asked them all one simple question. We asked them, if you had a magic wand, what would the perfect e-commerce program look like? And we had popular requests like one-on-one coaching, a clear step-by-step system that was easy to follow, clear checklists so you can keep track of what you're working on, a buzzing community of like-minded entrepreneurs, and all that's great because the High Ticket Academy has all those things. But there was just one request that we weren't sure how to deal with. So people told us that they wanted to partner with an already successful store owner. So they said they'd be happy to put in the work. They'd put in the time themselves, but they wanted someone who had already built a successful store to be the brains of their business. Now, as you can imagine, having 6-figure, 7-figure, 8-figure entrepreneurs mentor you one-on-one is very expensive. So a second request that people had was rather than investing the full amount up front to be mentored, they would rather just invest a little bit and then pay the rest of the investment out of the sales that that mentor helped them make. So the mentor then would be 100% invested and incentivized in helping them succeed to make money because that's how they get paid the rest of their investment. So would that not be life-changing if you can access that? So to be able to work one-on-one with a successful store owner with a very low upfront investment, and the rest of your investment would just come out of the money that they helped you make. And best of all, the store owner would be 100% incentivized to help you win. Now, for a very, very limited time, I have actually managed to make this a reality. And if your mind is not blown at this opportunity, then I question whether you have a mind at all. So we can only take on a very limited number of people because our mentors have limited capacity. So I could take this video down any day. I don't know how many slots are left. I'm not sure how long this offer will even be live at all. So for a very limited time, you can apply to join our partner program by clicking the link right below this video. And as you can imagine, with this many applications, we can only take on a very limited number of clients. So I still can't believe I'm actually doing this and I've actually made this happen. So tap below right now while you still can and while this offer is still live. So once you click, you're gonna be taken to a form that looks like this. So make sure to fill out all the questions honestly on that form. And if you're lucky enough to qualify, you will have the chance to join the top program on the internet with the best case studies on the internet. And it is the top program for one simple reason. Our incentives are aligned. We are incentivized to do everything we can to help you win because we get paid out of the sales that we help you make. And the best way for us to help you make sales is to partner you with someone who has already done it. So with our partner program, your mentor will handhold you and they will help you select the perfect product. They will show you exactly how to find $1 million suppliers. They will help you set up your ads so they are perfect and you can make money from day one. And we are so confident that the value here will blow you away. We offer a 100% money back guarantee, which I'll explain the details of very shortly. So if you work with us, you can be one of our next success stories, like Joel here.
What really sets the program apart is how much one-on-one attention there is and how step-by-step the modules are. Everything is kind of laid out perfectly, so all you have to do is focus on taking action. And when you do just that and follow the instructions, your results are pretty much guaranteed. It doesn't really matter who you are or what your background is, as long as you can follow a proven system, you can see results. I had such a good experience as a student. I've now since joined the program as a coach, where I've helped many of these other clients and students see results just like mine over the last 2 years.
Or like Cabrin.
For me, this program has kind of completely changed the course of my life. I was working 9 to 5 prior to joining this, and I had a very rigid schedule, tight timelines. Today, I get to pick what my schedule is. I have the flexibility and freedom of time, and it has led to a lot of great changes. It's completely changed my life.
Or like Chelsea, who's literally a mother of 5 and still made $500 profit without spending anything on ads. Or Henrik, who literally lives in Europe, running a store in Germany, selling to German customers. You can do this from anywhere in the world. Henrik hit over 20,000 euros in a single month. So tap below right now while you still can and while this offer is still live. So now this is important. The partner program still does require a considerable investment. You only have to do a portion of it up front, but because we're partnering you with $1 million, even $10 million store owners, it still does require an investment for us to even break even and cover our costs. You're working with some of the top minds in all of e-commerce. So if based on your responses to the form below when you apply, if you're not qualified for our partner program based on your investment, that's totally okay. So what we're gonna do instead is we'll send you to the checkout page for our other program, which is called the High Ticket Accelerator. So everything in this program is exactly the same. It's an incredible option. It's just at a way lower investment. So if you don't qualify for the partner program and you join the accelerator program, as I said, you will get the exact same course modules. You'll get access to over 10 hours of group coaching calls per week in all time zones. So if you have any issues, you can immediately go on a call and get all your questions answered. You will get access to the same private community of like-minded entrepreneurs, and you'll even get 9 amazing bonuses valued at over $10,000. So this is not even for the partner program. This is for the High Ticket Accelerator if you do not qualify. So everything is the exact same, except the investment is way lower, and you will just not have that one-on-one mentor. So this is a great option if you still feel unsure, or if you're very busy right now. This will allow you to get started. The partner program is for people who are all in. They've already decided that they want to make money online, and they have at least an hour or two per day to put into this. So if that's not you right now, you can always join the accelerator and then apply to upgrade to the partner program later on. So here are the things that you get in both programs. First, you're going to get the High Ticket E-commerce program course, where you get access to cutting-edge content laid out in simple step-by-step videos designed to get your store live with sales pouring in as little as 14 days. And if you just follow the videos here, you will be on the fast track to success. So check out what Cabrin had to say about how the playbook is structured.
It's gonna sound kind of funny. It's the action-oriented checklist that the playbook has. That was the total breaking point for me.
And not only do you get this, you get lifetime access to all future updates. And while so many other people just sell you a course, we offer you so much more. So second, you get the Inner Circle Mentorship Program, where you can connect directly with elite $1 million store owners with availability in all time zones, which allows you to breeze through any issues as you absorb the coach's knowledge like osmosis into your own brain. So you can be making high ticket sales in record time. Now, usually we include this as an add-on where you have to invest more. So because my goal is to create 10,000 millionaires with online business, today I've included it for free. So check out what James has to say about the Inner Circle Mentorship Program.
The course itself is an MBA in digital business. Like you're learning so many different things.
Next, you get access to the High Ticket Roundtable community, which is our exclusive networking group where you can forge powerful connections with elite entrepreneurs. So here, you will receive instant solutions to any questions you have so you can progress at lightning speed throughout your entire journey. So if you have any questions at all, this community is the place to go. So this is our elite network of elite business owners who are all like-minded and pushing each other for success. So check out what Patrick says. He says, the accountability of the program and the active community is what makes this program so special. Next, you're gonna get our golden stamp product approval. So now in the modules, we will tell you exactly what to do to find a winning product, but to make this even easier for you, we're going to actually validate the product that you pick. So this is where our team of professional coaches will actually review your products, and they will review them and let you know what one they think is best before you move forward so you can move on with confidence. So this is how we do on our end everything in our power to make sure your first store is a mind-blowing success. So people like Nick came in, he literally used to work in an oil field, he had no experience, he built his business to over $76,000 per month, and I think now he's doing multiple hundred thousands of dollars per month. And finally, as I promised you, anyone who works with us will unlock 1 month unlimited access to the revolutionary product and supplier database, where you can uncover winning products and suppliers in seconds at the click of a button. And to be honest, this advantage here is so powerful, I can't promise how much longer this will be included. So right now, what we need, since the tool is so new, is we need user feedback on the software so we can continue improving it and making it the best it can possibly be. Now, this last one here is for the partner program only, okay? So this is the one-on-one coach. So when you fill out the form below, you're either going to be directed to book a call for the partner program, which means you're eligible, or you'll be sent to a checkout page where you can actually sign up directly for the High Ticket Accelerator program. Now, as I said, this is for the partner program only, but if you qualify, you will get private one-on-one access to a proven $1 million store owner for one-on-one coaching. You will have a successful business owner be the brains of your business and guide you at every step. And this will make building your first ever online business as smooth as possible. So at this point, you're probably wondering what it takes to get started. Well, in the right hands, this information is literally worth millions of dollars. So Ryan here went from 0 to making over $1 million per month. He actually made over $2 million per month in $10 million in his first year as a complete beginner. So if he had to invest what his business made in, let's just say 1 month, he gets to keep his store for hundreds of months throughout his life. But if he had to invest just what he made in 1 month, that would be a pretty good deal, right? It's not just Ryan who's made millions of dollars. We have Jack and Joel, over 3.5 in their first year. Cabrin has made millions of dollars. Ashley made 600 grand in a month. Chris has built a store to millions of dollars. And so many more people have saw results exactly like this. Now, obviously we don't charge millions of dollars for this, even though we should. But what if we priced instead at the cost of just one order? So you can, again, make hundreds of orders, thousands of orders throughout the lifetime of your store. But you have to invest the price of just one order to get access to the information. It sounds like a pretty good deal to me. So one order here, $167,000, or this one, $109,000, or this one, $77,900, or $71,000. So would the cost of just one sale not be a steal when you can use it to make thousands of sales thereafter? I certainly think so. So now to review everything you get, and again, this is for both offers here. You get the high-ticket e-commerce program valued at $3,192. You get the Inner Circle membership valued at $6,249. You get access to the Roundtable community valued at $3,348. You get the Golden Stamp product approval at $2,250, and you'll get exclusive access to our supplier database for 1 month valued at $503. And for our partner program only, you will get a private one-on-one coach valued at over $9,900 for a total value today of over $25,000. Now again, we don't charge $25,000 for this, but we should because it's actually worth infinitely more. For the amount of people's lives this program has changed, charging you $25,000 would be the deal of a lifetime for you. So the biggest turning point in my life, it came when I chose to work with the right mentor, a mentor who left me with no choice but to succeed. And today, I want to extend that same beautiful gift to you with a once-in-a-lifetime offer that can potentially change your life. So all you have to do to access it is just tap below right now while you still can and while the spots still last. So again, we get thousands of applications every day. We can only consider a select few. But if you get accepted, this can be the turning point for you. And even if you don't get selected or you choose to join the Accelerator program first, you will still be glad that you gave it a shot. And if you are the right type of person that we're looking for, we're going to extend an official invitation to you. You're going to dive in and you will learn our elite system in and out. So tap below right now to work with our team. You get all this amazing value. You have a money back guarantee, which you'll cover shortly. You have 9 amazing bonuses which I haven't even covered yet. You access the top rated program on the internet with the best case studies. So now, before we cover the money back guarantee and the 9 amazing bonuses worth over $10,000, you should know this. Even if you don't have enough to invest in the program right now, we have financing partners like Klarna and Affirm that can actually cover the entire amount for you here today. So you can get in for as little as $0 with your first investment, not for 30 to 60 days from now. So by the time your first investment comes, you could already be making sales for thousands of dollars. Like check out all these results here. These are people who saw these results in their first month. Thousands of dollars. And when you're selling products where you can profit over $1,000, it does not take very many orders to make your investment back. So tap below to apply right now, and we will help you and show you how you can get the financing if you need it. And now here's how we guarantee your satisfaction. Most programs, they have long, crazy stipulations about their guarantees, but I have just one small ask. Just launch a store with one supplier within 60 days. That's it. So Shane came in and he went from scratch to making a $3,000 sale within 20 days. And within 30 days, he actually had a $14,000 day. And you don't have to be making sales. Like to be eligible, you literally just have to set up the store by 60 days. So to review, here's how you qualify. Come in, you go through the program, you set your store up, you close one supplier that meets the criteria in the program so you can actually succeed and make sales. Then you list 10 products from that supplier on your website. And then you have to launch your store and attempt to make some sales. That is it. So that is the entire point of the program. So if you do your part and you're not blown away with the value, I will give you every penny back. So we ask you to do this so we know who's actually serious. So if you joined a gym and then you never showed up once, would you expect to get in shape? Of course not. So it's the same thing here. You cannot possibly see results unless you launch a store. So if you don't do that, then we can't help you. So you can join today for as little as $0 down. You can come in, you can learn a ton, you can launch your store, and then if it's not for you, we'll refund you. So we will tell you how all this works, and if you have any questions, we will answer them on your profit planning call that you can access by booking at the link below this video. So come in, take a ton of value, test the program out, launch a store within the first 60 days, and if you don't love it, you can get your money back as long as you do your part and do the bare minimum. And like I said, you can get in for as little as $0 today with our financing partners, and we'll tell you all the details about how the guarantee works if you have questions, or if you need help getting financing, we will show you all of that on your call that you can access right below this video. So you can come in, you can test the best system out on the planet. Do I need to remind you what our clients have to say? Johnny says best decision you can make. Yashar says, trust the process and you will become rich. Goonie says, best investment ever. Brian says, this is the best investment you will ever make. Isabel says, if you're serious about building an online business, this is what you need. Battlegun says, unbelievable concept. This program is completely different from anything I've ever seen. Michael says, amazing program. The amount of knowledge and training is insane. Elevated Golf Pro says, if you want to take your game to the next level, this is what you need. This is a great program. Gerard says, genuine people, amazing program and real results. This is one of the best decisions I've ever made getting into this. Now, I could spend all day here with you, showing you thousands of more testimonials and real client feedback exactly like that. But at some point, you need to ask yourself, what do you have to lose by tapping the button right below this video? Now, like we covered before, to get real results, you need to choose the right business model. But that's not all. You also need a proven system. And to develop the system, you have two options. First, you can waste thousands of dollars and hundreds of hours of time trying to figure this all out on your own. Or option number two, you can take the shortcut. You can take our hand and have us show you the exact steps to your own pot of gold. And like I said, the biggest turning point in my life came when I decided to work with the right mentor. And you can join the most proven program on the planet by tapping the button right below this video. Now, if you're still skeptical around why would I share this at all, if I can print so much money with it, then why would I reveal it to you? Why would I not just keep it a secret and use it to print millions? Well, here's the honest truth. This is selfish. Giving this to you is in my best interest. If it wasn't, I wouldn't do it. I want my people in my group. So like I said, most of the investment that you invest to join comes from the sales that we help you make. So if you ever look at the wealthiest people in the world, they all come from one industry. And you know what that industry is? It's private equity. So what private equity means is the private equity firm or fund owns a little bit in a whole bunch of businesses. So that's what I've decided to do here. So rather than focusing on just one e-commerce store, I can take my expertise and multiply it across hundreds of e-commerce stores by investing in these partners where we own a small percentage of your revenue. And that makes my company that has this ownership in all these other companies so much more valuable than if I was just going to do this by myself. So I'm looking to bring the top performers in to teach them everything I know and then take a tiny part of what I help them make. But that's not all though. By creating this exclusive group of high performers, we will all make more money. There is just one thing I ask for. I ask that each new member to the group brings something unique. So we will share our information, our knowledge, our secrets with one another. And we will all make more money because of it. Because a group focused on a common goal accomplishes way more than a lone wolf. But let me make myself clear. We are not looking for leeches. People who want to just come in, take advantage of all the strategies and not give anything back to the group. Even if you're starting without any experience, that's totally fine. Over time, you're going to gain experience and you will start to develop your own strategies, your advantages, and your own connections. And it's at that time that we expect you to share them with our group. So if you're lucky enough to qualify, you will gain access to our entire system that has delivered tens and tens of millions of dollars for our clients. We will train you step by step through comprehensive modules. We will add you to our private mastermind with coaching calls, to our private community with like-minded entrepreneurs. And we will even give you access to all of our proprietary tools and spreadsheets to make this as easy is possible for you. And we will give you 9 amazing bonuses worth over $10,000. Remember earlier on, I said there was a second fast selling system that I wasn't going to reveal to you? Well, that is one of those bonuses. And that bonus teaches you that fast selling system from A to Z. And it is actually taught by Cabrin himself, who has used that system to generate millions of dollars. And this group here is the only place where you will find information on this system because we invented it. And you get it included for free when you join by tapping the button below this video. And maybe you're someone who's worried about investing money into ads just getting started. If that's you, that's totally okay. Another one of the bonuses is our Hidden Highway Free Traffic Masterclass, where we show you how you can drive thousands of customers to your website without investing a cent into ads. Like Ismail here, who made nearly $11,000 in sales, all organic without paying anything for ads. Another one of those bonuses is called the AI Infinite Worker Masterclass, where we will show you how you can put AI in every part of your business so you can cut down the work you have to do by upwards of 80%, which will save you time, making you more efficient in your business, or simply giving you more time to enjoy your life. So we do not hold anything back. We give you all the exact templates that we use in our own businesses. And you can take step number 1 towards accessing all of this by tapping the button right below this video. And this is why we don't just let anyone sign up for this. This is an extremely exclusive group available by application only. So hit the button below this video, book a time for your profit planning call, and let's see if you're a fit. You'll get on a call with one of our group ringleaders, and they'll just ask you some basic questions. And like I said, a very small percentage of people who apply will actually get accepted, but that's to your benefit. Would you really want to join a group that let just anyone off the street in? And that right there is why you booking the call below is such an important part of this process. And look, we've helped people who are literally multimillionaires before they joined, and we've helped people who are working a 9-to-5 they hate. It doesn't matter where you are right now. There are lots of areas that you may be able to offer value in that aren't even even related to finance. And again, that's why we do these calls. We need to know you to see if you're a fit, to see if you can add value to our group. So on the call, we're going to go over things like your life experience, your current situation, what your goals are for the next 5 years, what your risk tolerance is. And then once we have that information, we will know whether we feel confident in being able to get you results. And we're only going to take you on if we can get you results because, like I said, that is how we make money, by helping you make money. And we'll be honest with you. We'll tell you exactly what we would do if we were in your position. And if it turns out you want our help in reaching your goals, then obviously we can go over that too. And we can answer any questions that you might have. So for instance, you might have questions right now like, what are the best products to sell? Like, how do you close suppliers? What's the best way to minimize your risk? How fast can you scale up your store? What are your more advanced strategies? And how can you use AI to your advantage while it's going mainstream? So of course, these things are the kind of things that we can only share with members of our mastermind, because there's just a certain level of advanced knowledge that we can't just give away for free publicly. And a lot of it I can't even share in this video, but know this, if you get in, you will have access to information that only the top 1% of the e-commerce world has access to. So click below to apply right now, and I'm going to leave you with one last thought. Now your eyes are open. You know that this exists, and you know that people just like you are using it to make over $1,000 profit every order and change their lives. So you could be one of the first few people to hop in and take advantage of this and profit way more from the types of people who hesitate and wait. Because if money loves one thing, money loves speed. So the earlier you get in, the more chance the money that you do make has a chance to compound over time. And like I said, the way I see it, there's only 3 options. There's no other option here. Option number 1, you can choose to be a civilian. You can just leave and act like you never saw this. And if that's you, then you're definitely not a fit for the program anyways. Option number 2, you could try and learn this all on your own, which I guess is better than not doing it at all. But if you have a choice, you're gonna waste way more money and way more time trying to figure this all out from scratch. Or option number 3, you can apply to the mastermind right below this video. It'll take you to a short application form. You'll either be sent to a profit planning call with our team where we can get to know you, or if you're not qualified right now, that's totally okay. You can get started in our accelerator program, which has everything the exact same except the one-on-one mentor. So that's a great option if you're still unsure, you might not have enough time right now. You can get started with that. You can always apply to upgrade to the one-on-one coaching option. We're actually taking interest and invest in your store later on. So all you have to do is tap the button right below this video. But at this point, I'm not going to keep pushing this on you anymore. Either you're smart and you've rushed to hit the application form right below, or frankly, you're probably just not a good fit. And because our coach's time is extremely limited, we can only take on a select handful of people. And once it's full for the month, that's it. There's no exceptions that will be made. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope you took a ton of value. I need to go check out my businesses. I hope that I will see you inside the High Ticket Academy. We'll see you soon.